What happened with this card? It was $1,000 in pre-sale. There was so much hype because of the name, the discontinued name. How could it go so poorly? We're going to talk about it in a video that I'm calling Spacegodzilla Death Corona, Never Again. The video starts right now.
Special thanks to our Patreon supporters who power our channel. Check out our Patreon for monthly giveaways, exclusive content, and even a starring role in our fan fight series. Link in the description below.
Hello and welcome to the day. Thank you for spending your time with us. I'm Jake. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. Today we're going to talk about Spacegodzilla Death Corona, the super rare, controversial, insane card, Godzilla variant. Came out of Ikoria collector boosters. So much hype. I made 2 videos on this card. And I fell for it. And you know what? I was wrong. And we're going to talk about all of this. But before we can, I need you to go down, click like, click subscribe. If these are the kind of videos you're into, we are talking about MTG Finance today. So if MTG Finance is the kind of thing that freaks you out, if it offends you, ask yourself this. Is it as offensive as the fact that your precious fetch lands were printed, but reprinted in a secret layer that is $200 more than any other secret layer ever printed? Just because I acknowledge the secondary market and Wizards doesn't mean that they don't behind the scenes. Let's get into the video. It is June 17th, 2020. Spacegodzilla Death Corona. This is, here we go. We're on eBay. We're going to go buy it now. Price plus shipping lowest first. This is the non-foil of this card. Let's sort completed listings, and let's sort by recent. Here's on June 17th, one sold for $27.50. Here's the foil, sold for $33.50. Here's $25. And then let's sort by recently so that we see the oldest. Actually, let's just go down. We're going to scroll all the way to the end. I want to see what the oldest Spacegodzilla listings went for. So this is in May. How much further does it go? This is as far back as it will go. No, we have one more page. All right, so here we go. This gives you kind of an idea without me having to go to the videos that I've done before in the past. But this is where Spacegodzilla Death Corona was selling in April. Look at that, $3.99 pre-sale. Oh, actually, we do have all of it here. We have all of it here. This is perfect. We have $1,000 or best offer accepted for Spacegodzilla Death Corona. This was in April of 2020. I fell for the hype. I'm going to be completely honest with you right now. I bought 4 Spacegodzilla Death Corona. I bought the first one for $165 because it was the lowest that I had found it for at that time. I was super excited to buy it at that price. And within a couple weeks, I saw it go lower. I still thought, wow, this card is going to be exciting. This is going to be an amazing, amazing pickup if I can find it for lower than $150. After I had seen it sell for $1,000, well, it must have been a sure thing. If I can get in at $150, wow, that's an incredible price. So I bought one for, I believe, $165 or $170, and then I bought 2 after that from the same seller, each for $60. So at this point, I have 3 of them, okay? And then I bought a 4th one for $30. It came a little bit damaged, and so I got a little bit of a price reduction on it. All in, $165 plus $120 plus $20 is how much I spent on 4 foil Spacegodzilla Death Corona. If it was $1,000 here, obviously this is hype. One sold for $350. We see $200 here. We see a foil one sell for $500. Why did it drop so much in price? I want to talk about it right now. How can we avoid this in the future? This was supposed to be so exclusive. This is the Wizards article. This is the statement on Spacegodzilla Death Corona. Months ago, when Ikoria Layer of Behemoths was finalized, the world was a very different place. We all adjust to a world altered by, and keep in mind this was on April 2nd, 2020. As time moves on, a lot of things change. And so this is old news now. COVID-19, it was like hot on the press, but now we're all just kind of dealing with it. And Spacegodzilla Death Corona was going to be changed to Spacegodzilla Void Invader. You can read this article. I'm going to put it into the description of the video. Make sure to check the descriptions of the videos. That's a good place to find important information if you want to read this on yourself. Essentially, Spacegodzilla in the lore of Godzilla uses a move called the Corona Beam. This card was called Spacegodzilla Death Corona while it was in development. That's how they printed it. And then coronavirus happened, so they decided that they're going to change this variant on Arena to say Spacegodzilla Void Invader. And the only product ever that will have Spacegodzilla Death Corona will be the first wave of Ikoria booster boxes in the box topper, and then the first wave of collector boosters. The first wave of collector boosters will have this exclusive name, this scary Death Corona name that will be reminiscent of this insane time we're living in. But essentially, the card is just an uncommon, and it's not that great of an uncommon at that. It's an 8/8 for 8 with Death Touch if you cast it straight up. Otherwise, you can cycle it, and when you do, you can put a Death Touch counter on a target creature you control. So the first thing I want to talk about is the rarity of this card. It is an uncommon, and what we learned that despite the fact that this is a foil alternate art Godzilla variant, what we learned when we cracked open all of these Ikoria collector booster boxes was that getting a foil uncommon wasn't actually that big of a deal. A lot of boxes that I saw opened had normally a Spacegodzilla Death Corona and a foil Spacegodzilla Death Corona. It's just because it's a foil uncommon. So in that slot, you had a chance of getting a rare, a mythic, a common, uncommon. It's why we saw so many of the eggs come out of the Japanese collector booster packs. So in the collector booster box, this had an uncommon rarity. You were likely to get one. The supply for this card was a lot higher than people initially perceived. Another thing I want to talk about is the card just simply isn't good. This would be the big thing in the future moving forward that I would say, what basis, if there's going to be a card with a controversial name or discontinued name, we need to look at, is the card actually playable? Sure, this fits into like a cycling deck. I'm sure there's somebody who's going to find some sort of niche use with this card. However, on the surface, right now, it isn't that great. Had this been a rare, had this been a mythic, had it been a good playable card even, I think the demand for it would be much higher. Despite all of this, let's get rid of completed listings here on eBay. You can see the non-foil is now $9. That's the lowest price that we have on eBay. You can see non-foil here, 15 plus 3 is 18. Here is a foil Spacegodzilla Death Corona near mint, $25.49 plus $4.20. So it's about a $30 card. Despite the fact that it is now June 17th, 2020, it is 2 months now after April, and we do see that the card is actually a lot more humble, a lot more available. It has absolutely tanked in price compared to what it was. Had it been playable, had it been rare or mythic, I think we would be seeing a different kind of market for this card because it has this super controversial name. Also, this card adds a certain kind of EV into the product. Despite the fact that it is tanked, it's still not absolutely awful in price. Sure, if you bought in at the prices that I bought in, you would probably be kicking yourself, which I am kicking myself, but this does add a certain amount of estimated value to an Ikoria collector booster box. If you know that most likely you're going to get a $15 Spacegodzilla Death Corona non-foil, and the odds are likely that you're going to get a foil one as well, that adds a certain amount of guaranteed value to the box that you know that you're going to get. Here's price plus shipping lowest first for an Ikoria collector booster box. So $254.88, $260. You could probably get a best offer in for this for like $250. So you spend $250 on this, you know that you're probably going to get a $15 Spacegodzilla Death Corona, $15 to $20 card, and you might get a foil one. It does add a certain amount of value. So I want to talk about this. It's just a conspiracy check. But from the perspective of Wizards of the Coast, you have this product coming out. You know that you have mixed reviews on the fact that it features Godzilla. A lot of people are really into it. Some people aren't so into it. But then it seems like a really good move to say, hey, but we're also going to discontinue this card that happens to have an insensitive name in relation to what's going on in the world. I don't really know who's offended by the word coronavirus or remembering the coronavirus. I don't see anybody looking back on coronavirus and being like, I hated the name of that virus. But anyway, they ban the name of this card, and now it creates this momentous amount of hype because you have people like me that are longtime collectors that are going, wait a minute, I need to get this card. I need to buy in. In hindsight, it's 2020, but I was there. I was one of the people that was constantly checking the price of the card. I made a video about it. I'm going to link the video in the cards if you want to go watch that video. But you can see my attitude then compared to my attitude now, and that's why I'm saying never ever again with this. It must be. I don't care what new, unique, cute, amazing, weird variant crazy named card is coming out that needs to be discontinued, if that card is not playable, if that card is not at least like a rare, then I would just avoid it. It just is not worth it. So this has been a big trap, but I wanted to share this with you today. I wanted to talk to you about this, and honestly, I wanted to own the fact that I was wrong about this card, and I've learned from it, and I want you to learn from it. I want you to learn through my mistake so that you don't make the mistake. Spacegodzilla Death Corona. Big oof. You duped me. I got bamboozled. Let's take the conversation in the comments. Let me know. Did you buy Spacegodzilla Death Corona? What do you think of all of this? Do you think it will rebound? I'll tell you right now. I think that it may rebound. I think that there could be a little bit of a rebound for Spacegodzilla Death Corona. We haven't seen it completely bottom out. I still think it's going a little bit lower, but it does have that very, very unique, controversial name. And maybe, just maybe in the future, if cycling really becomes a thing, there will be a resurgence in price in this card. We will see some sort of spike. But until then, it will be a card that I look back on. I remember it. I have it in my binder. Spacegodzilla Death Corona. What an absolute shenanigans. Clever wizards. Clever, clever, clever. Banning the name of that card and removing future printings of that card and changing it on Arena. You created an absolute ton of hype. I see it now. Good move. I'm tapped out.